Hi everyone, welcome back to Stamp with Anna, and today I'm going to make this card. It can be used just as a thinking of you card or a sympathy card, and this is a thank you card for one of my customers. As I've been trying to do, instead of designing one card and mass producing them as thank you cards for my customers, I am trying to make each one of them their own card using one of the products that they've used. It's a great idea, but it's taking me a long time to get my thank you cards out because I am designing more than one card. So this particular customer, among her orders was the this designer series paper, and it is the pack that is retiring. It's the flowers for, here it is, flowers for every season designer series pack, and I have two packs mixed in here, and you can see it has these beautiful daisies in it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I've used this so much. I ordered so much of this because I did do a couple, even has some Christmas. I ordered a lot of this because I did a lot of classes using this card, this paper, and I had to keep ordering more paper. So this is the card that I am making for her. So the this card that I made is, the base is Misty Moonlight, and this one opens booklet style. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. The one that I'm making with you, also in Misty Moonlight, but it's going to be easel style, and it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. Now, all three of the cards that I made this week were the same thing. I made my original booklet style, and then I made it in the video easel style, just to show you that you can mix it up. Just because a card is made booklet style doesn't mean you can't make it easel style if that's what you like, and I know so many people do like the easel style. But anyway, back to the card. I have two pieces of basic white, and these are both cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and you'll notice one of them has a hole in the middle. This is a tip to save you some paper. This piece of white is just going to be a mat for my designer series paper. No one's going to see it. So I used the stitched rectangles die, which is another one of my favorites. There's 13 dies in the set. These are all of their nesting. They're beautiful. And I just cut this out from the middle. And I'm going to put that aside because that's where my sentiment is going. And so I'm going to use this one here. Then I have my designer series paper, and I do usually like to use papers that coordinate both sides, so that way I can just use one. But for this one, I did it a little differently. I have this floral one, and then this one here is polka dot one. And I'm going to attach them to my white, but I'm going to bring in my silicone pad, and you'll see why in just a moment. I'm going to put some adhesive on my paper, and I'm going to, this one has a little smaller border. These are cut, I should tell you. This one is cut 2 3/4 by 5, and this one is cut 1 by 5. And this one I'm going to put on the other side. And the reason I used my silicone pad was, as I'm attaching, see, I have adhesive here. And if I did that on my work surface, my card would just stick to my work surface. But on my silicone pad, it doesn't matter. It's not going to stick. It's not going to make a mess. So that is a good tool to have in your arsenal. So now I'm going, oh, no, I'm not going to attach that just yet. Oh my goodness. I'm going to make my ribbon, make my bow. I have some of the Magenta Madness ribbon, and I'm going to run that right over where I'm going to bring my silicone pad back in. I'm going to place that so that it covers my seam here. Okay, so I'm going to cut some off here. And I'm going to tie a bow. And I'm going to make the bow close to the top of the card, right about here. And I'm going to play with that just a little bit. And when I'm happy with it, I'm going to just trim the tails. And now I'm going to attach it to my card base. Okay. Sometimes just get ahead of myself. All right, and there's that. So now I'm going to take my other piece of basic white that's cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to just drop that on the inside of my card. And I'm not going to stamp on the inside of my card because I'm going to let her decide what she's going to use it for. If she's going to use it for a sympathy card, she'll use a sympathy, a sentiment that has to do with sympathy. If she's going to do it for a different reason, she'll use a different sentiment. So here's that little piece that we popped out of our matte piece. Now, from the stamp set, Positive Thoughts, I'm going to use this sentiment here that says sending positive thoughts and feel good wishes. And like I said, that you could use, I'm going to ink that up in Just Jade. And you can use that sentiment for so many different occasions. You know, just someone who's ill, someone who's going through a tough time, lots of different things. So I'm going to make sure I have this on right. And I'm going to center that and come straight down and straight up. Now I have some dimensionals that I finished up most of my dimensionals on this sheet here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this over, and I'm just going to snip these pieces here. And put one there, and then I'm going to come, oops, I have one right there, and I'm going to come across on the other side. And do the same thing. And I'm going to take this and drop that right down there. And there's my card. Super simple. Sending positive thoughts and feel good wishes. And there you can see both sides, both openings. If you have any questions at all about this project or any of the products I've used, certainly contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. And if you do not have a demonstrator with whom you work and you would like a copy of the new catalog, certainly let me know and I'll be glad to pop one in the mail to you. While you're here, if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much. Have a great day.